What's going on, everybody? How are you doing? I don't know if you can hear me, see me. I know it looks like there's a little feedback. Hopefully, I'm not too loud. I don't know where to go because they're downstairs watching soccer. If I sit at the kitchen table, you're going to actually hear. Um, Actually, can you see my screen now? Oh, no, you can't see my screen. So this is not good. Actually, as soon as I went live, this kind of went downhill, went down south. Let me see if I can actually, am I on live? Am I on my page live? Where am I at? So it says I'm live and it is public. So we are good. We are good. We are good. It's just the video looks kind of blurry. And it looks like there's 3 people. And my wife says I'm not too loud. Why does that say 1831? Oh, Be Live changed this around a little bit. Um, so now they put the time. Usually the time doesn't show up until after. Yeah, this looks ugly. This picture looks ugly because it's not a lot of resolution that's actually going. I need to plug into the modem, but I don't have my plug. It's going to be blurry. It looks good on my left screen, but for some reason on the right screen doesn't look good. But anyway, I was actually just wanting to get on here, just hop on here real quick. Actually, I'm listening to, watching some of Billie Jean's training. So it's pretty interesting. He says, get used to being on camera. So all the interviews, everything like that, I'm still not used to being on camera. He says you need to get used to being on camera. He says you need to pretty much do it every day. Do something on camera every day. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to do this every day, but anyway, I actually wanted to hop on here real quick just to give you guys an update of my time in Kigali. Actually, I was thinking about some of the things that I do here that I do not do in the States. So obviously, when you go to a new country, when you go to a new place, things start to change. Actually, I'm supposed to be on the call right now. I'm supposed to have a call now, then I was supposed to have another call. But I guess apparently, actually, I was really supposed to be at a event. Actually, I got invited to an event by another business owner here. There's kind of like a BNI where people network, different businesses and stuff network with each other. And I was actually supposed to be there, but apparently it's Independence Day here as well, or they call it Liberation Day here in Rwanda. So I think it's their independence from Belgium. I think that's what somebody mentioned to me. I didn't look it up. I didn't Google it. Just kind of took somebody's word for it. So hopefully that's accurate, but all I know is everything's shut down. So there's nobody, hardly any in the city. There's not many people in the city. I went to the city today, and there's not many people there. But as you know, if you go to a new place, you go to a new location, things actually change. And actually, I have a form here that I just pulled up. So actually new things that are actually going on. So actually, I probably shouldn't have put these on there yet, but I mean, because you're probably reading all the rest of them. But yeah, so actually, one of the things that I am doing now, and I cannot see my frame. I wish I could pull this. How can I do this? But then you'd be able to see it. But anyway, one thing that I do not do here that I do in the States is actually drive. So we actually do have a personal driver. And that is pretty good. Let me make sure that I'm still in the frame here. So yeah, actually we do have a personal driver. And my wife says she can hear me, but for some reason I can't scroll. I don't know why. Stop sharing. No, don't want to stop sharing. Now I can't scroll, so I can't see any of you guys' comments. Well, maybe I can see them here, but then obviously you can see my page here. So it looks like there's 2 comments. My wife says live and everything like that. Actually, speaking of, what countries have you guys been to that, or what countries have you been to that you actually had to change in that country that you do not do in your normal country? So if you live in the US and you actually visited, Canada, or if you visited somewhere, Europe or somewhere like that, what is something that you normally do not do in the States that you had to do in the other country? Just put it down below in the comments. And so like I said, one thing that I have not done in, I guess, over 40 days now is actually drive. I was thinking about that the other day when I was being driven around by our personal driver. That was pretty interesting. It's like, why haven't I driven? It's like, I don't think that there's been a time in my entire life. Well, obviously, yeah, once I got my license, I've pretty much driven every day. I mean, it wasn't an extended period where I did not drive. So that's pretty interesting. I have not drove. And the second one on here is actually walking. Well, let me pretty much say something about the driving aspect of it. The fact that I do not drive, I actually have more time to think. I was thinking about that the other day because as I was driving, because most of the time when I drive, I just focus solely on the road. I'm pretty much intentional because a lot of the times when I look off to the left or look off to the right and I am driving is not a good experience. That's where I've had a lot of my wrecks. I think I've been in, I actually rear-ended a couple of people in my life, actually a few people in my life. But actually the weird thing is I've actually also had 2 accidents at the gas station, which were not my fault. My vehicle was stationary. One, I was parked at the gas pump and I was finished pumping, and this lady was getting ready to actually pull around and there wasn't enough room for her to get by. And it's like, this lady's totally going to hit me. And I was standing outside at the pump and there's nowhere for me to go because there was a car behind me and she was right there. So it was kind of like in the middle of a corner or something. I do not like this because I can't see myself. But yeah, so it was like in the middle of a corner. And I was like, this lady's going to hit me. And Joe, what's going on? I do see your comment right there at the top, but I still can't. I don't know why I can't scroll. Let me see if I can pull this. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So my wife says it's actually day 50. So in 50 days, I have not. Yeah, it does look clear now. I don't know. The reception came through. So my wife says she can. I'm not too loud, and she can hear me. She's in another room. Joe, what's going on? Actually, Joe. How do I say your name? Miola actually just left the house. So actually he is back in Tanzania. He's doing big things in Tanzania. He's going to actually start up DEE in Tanzania. Joe, what's going on? I saw a picture of him. He said he was ready to get back home to his kids. Actually, we just had a good time at Lake Kivu. He sent me about 1 million pictures in my inbox, which is good. I'm actually going to repurpose those and pictures and videos as well. So actually I'm going to show them, actually use them for something. I don't know. I need to send them to my wife. She makes videos and all that stuff, editing. Actually, I haven't edited in a while, but actually I am rambling. But what was I talking about? Video. Oh yeah, driving. So oh, of course, yeah. Actually, I need to pull you on the camera. I don't know if I can do that through Be Live or not. Can I do that through Be Live? That'd be interesting. Let me see if I can pull you on the camera because I know you'll talk. Where is it? I don't think I can. I don't know if I can pull you on. No, I have to. It says add a photo from Facebook albums. No, I don't think I can do that from here. I have to start the Be Live with you being on here. Actually, I could send you a link though, and then you could hop on. But that's just too much stuff. I don't want to do all that. But yeah. So I got one reaction. Thank you for reacting. Yeah, if you find any value in this, which I'm really not giving any value, I'm just kind of sharing my story. But if you do find something that's interesting, share it. Actually, it is pretty interesting, the fact that people that travel, because actually I grew up pretty much in a house where we only went to the beach. I think I may have went to Myrtle Beach twice. I went to Disney World when I was little and went to Virginia Beach, I think. So we did not travel that much. So, I mean, if you do travel, actually share your experiences. Where are some countries and stuff that you've been? Obviously, Joe's from Tanzania. And he came here to Rwanda. Oh, Cowhorn. Cowhorn just jumped on. Hey, what's going on, Cowhorn? Obviously, this is not scripted. Let's do what, Joe? What do you want to do? I don't know what you want to do. Do you want me to pull you on the camera? Do you really want to do that? I think it might be, hold on. I don't know if I can now because I have to have a link. And I don't know where to access that link without me, since I'm already inside the Be Live. I don't know if I can necessarily access the link. Hold on, let me see if I can. I've always sent the link before I hopped on. So that's a team chat. And close this. But yeah, actually Calhoun jumped on. He saw something. I was close to Impact Hub downtown in Rwanda, and somebody was actually selling your products. I don't know. I didn't ask him how much it was because obviously I said there's no need for me to buy it here. I said I just buy it directly from Cowhorn. But actually it was Africa. It had Africa on it, then it had Rwanda in the center, and then it had the Cowhorns. I don't know if Lionel can jump on and comment and say something. Joe, I don't think I can pull you on. I'm trying to, I don't see the link, but yeah, Calhoun, I did see some of your products. And actually, my wife and I, we want you to make us a hunk. Actually, I got a necklace right here. Somebody said it's from the Congo. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me pull it up. Actually, I just lost reception again. Some people, actually, it is from the Congo. At least that's what I was told. And actually, our security guard, he knew right off that it was actually from the Congo. But let me go ahead and get through my notes because actually I got another call. Actually, I got to hop on the call with Joe and a couple of other entrepreneurs at 8 o'clock. So I'm supposed to be on the call, supposed to be at an event. You can only be in so many places at one time. So thanks for hopping on. What's going on? I see your face, but I don't see your name. Yeah, Calhoun. Actually, Calhoun is he is a local Rwanda business owner. So you guys need to check him out. He has products on Etsy. I don't know. Drop your link in there. It's fine. I'll let you drop your link in there and all that stuff. He actually has an Etsy store. He's selling his products. Yeah, that's what I call it. I call it Zulu, Joe. That's Zulu, as in Shaka. So actually. Yeah, so Calhoun is a local Rwandan. He actually has an amazing story. I was going to interview him. Something happened. I was trying to interview him on live. John, that's who it is. John, what's going on? John, how you doing? How are you doing? What's going on with you? Yeah, so actually, are you doing anything with, have you made any extensions? I think you were making extensions, right, John, with Kim Dang, I think you were making extensions. Have you had any success with that? If you have, let me know. If not, let me know. Just put something in the comments. But yeah, so what was I saying about? Oh yeah, Calhoun is actually. I was going to interview him. I was interviewing him. Set it up on actually Be Live first, and it didn't work. Then I set him up on Zoom, and that didn't work as well. But I still want to interview you. I want people to hear your story. I know he's actually traveling all around. Actually, we went to his shop. I mean, his shop is actually in the middle of pretty much. I don't want to say nowhere because obviously it's somewhere, but it's really back in the village, and he is actually making products. He's selling stuff. I mean, I think he has his product. Obviously, I saw his products today. It was in just a regular store. And I think he has, obviously, he's selling his products outside gas stations. I think it's 2 gas stations right here. Help me out, Calhoun, local gas station where he is actually selling his products. And yeah, so he is a true entrepreneur, started from nothing, really didn't have a lot. I mean, he has a very good testimony. He has a wonderful, wonderful story. But let me get back to what I was saying as far as doing things. And obviously I always do this. I did this in the States, but I didn't have actually different country people, or actually people that weren't from America. They said, that's not me, buddy. I mean, all right. I knew you were, I knew you from somewhere. The face just looked familiar. I didn't know if you were, I couldn't figure out where we were from, but yeah, GGMB, which is Group Growth and Monetization Blueprint. That's actually a course from Andrew Cruzy. If you guys actually want to start a Facebook group, you want to grow a Facebook group, you want to monetize a Facebook group, that is what you need to do is actually reach out to me. Let me know that you want to actually do that, and I will hook you up with that, because obviously there's a lot of things that actually there was an entrepreneur that was with Rob Quinn. Rob Quinn actually studied under, actually he was a student of Andrew Cruzy, and I learned a lot of stuff from him, but then I learned a lot of stuff about group growth from Andrew Cruzy himself. So Andrew Cruzy, I think 2 years ago, year before last, he made $500,000 all off of organic traffic. He does not run any ads, and he actually goes through the course and actually tells you how to do that. So if you're interested, let me know, reach out. And so obviously, let me get back to my story now. So obviously, Alicia, how you doing? Back in the States, Alicia, how are you doing? How you doing? How's everything going? So right here, what else do I not do? So we really right now we do not walk for exercise. So we do not walk for exercise. We actually walk to get places. I mean, it's just the benefits that people have in the States and in other countries is just kind of amazing because people actually, we were actually on the trail today. Well, more than likely, sometimes we do walk for exercise or whatever, but more than likely, if you're going to see us walking, we're pretty much walking, or if you see the people here walking, they're actually walking for a purpose. They're walking to get somewhere. They're walking to get to work. They're walking to the bus stop. They're walking to, pretty much sell stuff, or either actually the women, we were walking on the trail today and this lady had, I don't know, bag had to be at least 20 pounds and she had it on top of her head, and that's no exaggeration. I mean, my wife thought it was trash because it smelled pretty bad, but I don't know, it might have, but she was coming back from, I guess, a long day. So if she was going there, I would say probably it was a potato sack and she had potatoes in there, which, I mean, the bag was probably maybe about 3 feet high and she had it on top of her head. So they carry a lot of stuff here, at least the women do. They pretty much have a lot of stuff on their head, and they have babies and stuff on their back. That's the culture. Like if you see different pictures and stuff, you'll actually see if it's a lady in the picture, she'll actually have a baby on her back. So they actually take these sheets and they wrap the baby pretty much on their backs, and they just carry the baby around. The baby kind of just, hanging there or whatever. Kind of looks like, I don't know, like the baby's going to fall. And then I always wonder, how do they get the baby on their back? That's just kind of interesting because I guess you can, I don't know if you can sit the baby up or throw the baby up and then you just kind of tie them up on there. But that's kind of interesting. So, yeah, most of the people that when they're walking, they're not necessarily walking for exercise. They're just walking to get around. And that's not necessarily something that we would do in the States. Usually in the States, be on a treadmill and actually walking up a hill. But you don't want to, I don't have to do that here because pretty much everywhere there's a hill. You're walking either up a hill or down the hill. And then the thing is like, yeah, we're actually on a trail today that probably took us maybe 45 minutes to get to the point where we actually turned around. And then so obviously it was 45 minutes back. So we're on the trail maybe like 90 minutes or so, hour and a half. And that was pretty interesting. Let me see if there's any comments in here. So yeah, that was interesting. Ola, Jimmy Butts from I think he's still in Hawaii. Let me know where you're at, Jim. I don't know if you're still in Hawaii or not, but I know that's where he was. He was in Hawaii, and yeah, so he was in Hawaii. But yeah, thank you guys for hopping on. Like I said, anybody that has traveled anywhere, stuff. Jim, let me hear your experience about Hawaii. So I know that obviously you lived in the States, grew up in the States. I think you were from California, and then you moved obviously to South Carolina. So what are some different things that you guys do in Hawaii? Some different things that you see that you do not do in the States? That's kind of what I am going over now. Just because we are actually, I don't know if you know or not, but actually we are in Rwanda. Kigali, Rwanda, and where obviously I'm kind of just giving my experience as far as that, and just explaining, some of the things that we do here that we don't do back home. So yeah, and walking for exercise. So yeah, that's something that a lot of people do here is they walk for, they really don't walk for exercise. They walk to get to where they're going. Like I said, in the States, I would be on a treadmill, but not here. I mean, the treadmill is the actual grounds itself, and using one monitor. Obviously, I keep switching back, looking at different comments and everything like that. I actually have multiple monitors at home, and I do miss my monitors. Gonna sit and watch properly. Yeah, actually, I need to sit up too with my neck. I need to stretch my posture and everything. Dan, what's going on? How you doing, man? Sit and watch properly. So yeah, this guy right here, Dan Magina, is actually. He does a lot of stuff with just coaching and actually mindset stuff. I mean, if you need to get your mind right, reach out to this guy, comment, hit him up in his inbox and everything like that. So you got to actually cook, and what else we got? Cook and wash dishes. So I actually got the opportunity to. I say the opportunity. I don't know if it's an opportunity or just I don't know what you want to call it. But yeah. So actually, I got the opportunity. You can go check it out on my YouTube channel. I've almost burned down the house, started a fire. Actually, probably 3 times almost started a fire because there's gas stoves. I'm not used to cooking the gas, and then I actually had a pan that I normally don't blacken. Not blacken anything. Obviously, you have to get it hot, 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 hot. You got to get the pan hot. And I'm used to cooking on cast iron, and I had not that good of a pan. Might have been 10 or something like that. So, and actually, you could actually see the pan warp. The pan actually began to warp. I mean, it pretty much began to warp. And as I was cooking, because I had the heat so high, and the pan caught on fire twice, almost burned up the stove. I mean, I almost got caught on fire. Actually, my daughter almost got burned before me. But anyway, it's all in the videos on my YouTube channel. Some of it is actually on my personal page. So just scroll down below. Actually, it might be the video under this. But I think I put maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 posts under this, and then probably be like the 4th post or so. So check it out. It's pretty hilarious. If you want to get a good laugh, then look at it. So, yeah. So cooking and washing dishes. So yeah, actually, I guess this is, I don't know why I put washing dishes on there, because I don't wash dishes here, and then I don't wash dishes in the States. So I don't know why I put that on there. That's why I got my kids. My daughter just walked by. I don't know if you saw her or not. But yeah, they wash dishes, and actually they cook too. My daughter likes to cook. Actually, they cooked spaghetti the other night with, panini noodles, which, I guess it's really not spaghetti. It's just kind of something. Then you see my son right here. He'll wash dishes. He'll cook. He'll clean. Does a lot of good stuff too. But yeah, so I don't know why I put that on there. But I don't normally cook. And then I was going to wash dishes, but leave home for work. So that's another one. So yeah, I do actually have business meetings. I don't necessarily like leaving home for work. All you entrepreneurs out there, this is something that actually Rob Quinn taught me. He said you need to pretty much stay at home. Don't go out every day looking for, different meals and all that stuff, going to eat out and all that stuff, because he said it takes time. You need to figure out how much time you're actually spending, how much you're worth per hour. So if you're actually traveling a lot of the day, then you're losing time. I mean, unless somebody's driving you around, you're on your computer. But I can do that because I do have a hotspot, but I don't normally necessarily like pulling out my computer, because it kind of takes, I don't know, I had to get in a situation, in a groove. And sometimes, just pulling out my computer, my laptop, even working, doing some stuff on my phone, I don't like doing that, because I just like, pretty much if I'm in commute and somebody's driving me around, I like to sit and think. I guess I could pull stuff out and actually write it. What is this? What does this do? Oh, hide comment. So I didn't know. Joe was actually earlier asking me to pull him on the camera, but I just had to send him a link. So, but yeah, so normally I get in a groove, and I like to actually, and normally my trips aren't that long. Most of the time I'm actually going traveling from the house to Impact Hub, but obviously you guys in the States don't know what Impact Hub is, but if you're a local in Rwanda, then you do. So, which is probably about maybe 15, 20 minutes away. Actually, even some local people don't know where Impact Hub is. Oh, excuse me. Let me get a sip of water, because my voice is actually. So, yeah. Actually, yeah. So that's why I do not like traveling, because it takes a lot of time. You're losing a lot of time throughout the day if you're leaving your location, going to another one. And it takes me a while to get situated and set up. I mean, I get in a new place or getting in a place, and it takes me a while just to get focused and concentrated, instead of just hopping out of the bed and just hopping on my computer. So I really don't necessarily like traveling. So that is something that I do here that I do not do in the States, is actually travel. But I do understand that actually it is because actually it's a good thing to do at times, because I've actually talked to a couple of people here. They said that they actually, in the States, they go to Starbucks, and I guess they have either they're wearing ClickFunnels shirts, or they have ClickFunnels on their or whatever it is. And actually, I'm just giving you the exact example they gave me. So actually, they have ClickFunnels stickers on their computer, on the outside of their computer. And actually, a couple of guys told me that they picked up clients just by wearing a ClickFunnels shirt and having a ClickFunnels sticker on their laptop. If you don't know what ClickFunnels is, I will actually post it in here, whatever. But it's pretty much just an easy way to build a website, and you don't have to necessarily use WordPress, go through weeks and weeks and weeks of building a website through WordPress, setting up all the different plugins. It's actually plug and play. So you just click, drag, and you got a website up. So that's pretty interesting. And sometimes it's not even that hard as far as plugging and playing, especially there's a lot of templates and everything. And if you reach out to me, let me know that you want to use ClickFunnels, I can hook you up with actually a template that a lot of other people use. Actually, I got some agency templates, and then I got some just regular website templates, and then some affiliate products. So if you're selling affiliate products, reach out to me, and it's actually a quick way. You can have a website up in 5 minutes. People pretty much, I still remember the first time that a guy told me, he asked me, he kind of looked at me weird, and this is probably at least 7 or 8 years ago. I think probably about 7 or 8 years ago. The guy looked at me weird because he handed me his card and he said, well, where's your card and where's your website? I said, what do you mean? I was like, I don't have a website. I mean, it was just like something that you're supposed to have. I mean, like you have a name, you're supposed to have a website. And I didn't even have a business then, but he was just like, you don't have a website? You know, he kind of looked at me. So you need a website, whether you're an employee at work. I mean, it's just good just to have a website. I mean, you can just have a website and just post stuff on it. Like I'm doing this, like I can take this video and put it on my ClickFunnels page or have a blog or something like that, you know, just have video, or either direct people to your YouTube. Actually, you can upload this on YouTube and just put a link on your ClickFunnels page, which obviously that's good. Then you have a website and all that stuff. But yeah, you got to get your domain name and all that stuff, but all that's simple stuff to do. Actually, you don't even have to get your domain name. You can just use ClickFunnels domain, and unless you want your own personal domain, which I would recommend. That way you can stand out and have your own personal brand. But yeah, so as far as that goes, cooking and cleaning, yeah. So I don't do that. Oh, actually, I was driving. So leaving home for work. So yeah, actually, that's what I was talking about as far as I might actually start going when we go back to the States, go to Starbucks and actually see if that helps. Wear my ClickFunnels shirt, because obviously this guy picked up a $10,000 client, and when I say $10,000, I mean the guy was actually getting paid $10,000 a month, and that was just one client for some of the stuff that he was doing, actually building out funnels, which I have. There's multiple faucets of ClickFunnels, but obviously, they have different programs inside that people tell you how to use it. I can show you how to use it, and then I actually have a program that actually shows you how to use it, walks through it from a person that is using ClickFunnels and has made millions off of ClickFunnels. Actually, not even millions, multi-millions. This guy actually sold his business for $200 million. So that's pretty interesting, and that was the only one faucet of his business. But So actually that's a good thing if you want to do that, but more than likely I just like staying at home. That way, I can pretty much stay focused. And I mean, I even exercise and stuff from home. There's a lot of things that you can do, calisthenics, body weight exercises, everything like that you can do just in the majority, pretty much the privacy of your home. And then obviously, some people do have a gym at their house where they can work out and do stuff at the gym, but as Ty Lopez says, do not jeopardize your health for anything, for no money, anything like that. So you got to work out every day. And then obviously, I know I'm on David Goggins' kick. So if you don't know who David Goggins is, he's the one that wrote You Can't Hurt Me. He was actually a Navy SEAL. He was a Army Ranger. And then there's another thing in the military. He was the only one that has done that in the history of the armed forces. Actually, somebody said he was lying, but I mean, he's everywhere now. So if he's lying, then I'm pretty sure somebody would have outed him by now and found out by now. But the guy that said that is pretty skeptical anyway. He might be watching the video, but I really don't care, because I pretty much told him to his face he's skeptical. So it's like you really don't believe anything anybody says. But So he actually said, he said the guy, there's no way he did all that. But anyway, he did do that. And he actually talks about, exercise and doing things that you don't want to do. I don't want to wake up every morning and do push-ups. I don't want to wake up every morning and do squat. I don't want to wake up. Actually, you don't want to wake up a lot of the mornings and get out of bed, but you still do anyway. Just sometimes you just, I don't know, just like laying in the bed, but you still got to get up. And then there was a lady that actually, she said she was laying in the bed. She was doing that months and months and months. What's her name? Mel Robbins, I think it is. And she said that she actually counted. She actually wrote a book on this, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's what popped her out of the bed. She said she actually made some bad business decisions. She lost a lot of money. She was very depressed. And then she said she just laid in the bed for weeks and months. And then one day she finally just started counting down. And then I guess she found out that there's some psychological effect in counting down. If you count down like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you only have like 5 seconds. So like if you're scared to do something, and you wait longer than that 5 seconds, if you constantly think about doing it, you're more than likely not going to do it. But if you react within those 5 seconds, you will actually perform the task that you are afraid of. So if you sit down and think about something, like if you're scared of public speaking, or if you're scared to get on a live, for instance, like some people in my feed are actually scared to get on live still. So if you pull out your phone, you're like, I don't know if I want to, I don't know. And if it lasts longer than 5 seconds where you're contemplating, then more than likely you're not going to do it. But if you count down, that'll actually help you trigger. I guess there's an effect or something where you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or maybe it was 4, 3, 2, 1, something. I forgot but I know it's not any longer than 5 seconds. And then if you count down and then you automatically just go and do it, more than likely you will actually accomplish the task, whether it's good, whether it's bad. But the thing is, you're constantly moving. Like I always say, always be moving. #ABM. An object at rest stays at rest. So make sure that you are constantly moving. So let me go ahead and continue on with this, because I've been on this live for probably about 30, 45 minutes now. So conduct interviews. So this is something that I actually did not like taking part of whatsoever. I never really conducted an interview. I've actually been in interviews before where obviously I've been in interviews, I've been interviewed, and actually I was on the other side of interviews. Like I got to ask a couple of questions to a couple of interviewees and all that stuff at a couple of times. But I actually conducted an interview. It was just me and another person that we're actually getting ready to hire into our business. So that's pretty interesting, because that was actually the first interview that I've actually conducted on my own. So obviously I'm doing new things here. That's something that I would not necessarily do in the States. As far as conducting interviews. So obviously there's time to grow. Like I said, always be moving, continuously move, continuously do things that you don't normally do, because if you don't do new things, then you're going to continuously do the same things, which means you'll be in the same place. So if you can constantly do different things, then you'll obviously constantly be in different places. Now, whether that's good, bad, whatever decisions that you make, just constantly make sure that you're always doing new things. Don't necessarily get in a habit. Yeah, you need to have habits. Yeah, you need to have goals. Yeah, you need to have certain things that you do every day. But there's still things that you need to do that you are afraid to do, things that you really don't want to do. And I don't necessarily want to say that I did want to conduct the interview, because more than likely I'm an isolated person. I like staying to myself. I like analyzing, Facebook ads, building out bots. All that stuff can be done solo. Building out email campaigns. How are you going to do that, with people talking around you, talking to people? But, you got to get out. You got to network, with some people. You got to meet new people. You got to meet business owners. If you want to grow your business, you got to step out and do things that you don't want to do. But then obviously, you're going to have people that say, yeah, I built my business from scratch, just sitting at home doing this stuff. But I guarantee you talk to some people. You had to, because you had to have people that purchase your products, whatever you're selling, affiliate marketing, digital products, whatever it is, you had to have somebody buy. So you reached out sometime, somewhere, somebody. You had to, even with a Facebook ad on the post, somebody reached out to you, somebody had to comment. You're doing you're reaching out some kind of way. But it's easier, I think, and I won't say easier, but it makes it, I guess, a little bit, I won't say easier. Well, I guess it does kind of make it. It's not as hard and it's not as bad if you can connect with other people who are actually going through the same thing that you are going through. Because I've actually reached out to a lot of business owners, and they said it gets lonely, where they wish that they actually did have somebody that they could build a business with, run ideas past. Because I actually just talking to a guy last night in the house, I actually thought of a business idea just by, talking it out with just somebody else in the room. A lot of people don't have, that other person to do. So reach out, go to different business events, go to different business functions, go to different networking events, and everything like that. So I actually got a call probably I still got about an hour or so on my call. But yeah, so wanted to, before the call begins. So wanted to do that. Yeah. So what else is it? Oh yeah, and this is interesting too. Plug things in the socket. So this is pretty different. So yeah, over here in Rwanda, I don't plug necessarily things straight into the socket. Actually, when I first got here, I was trying to cut my hair. I plugged my actual my clippers. I plugged my clippers into the wall, and they short circuited probably within like 2 or 3 minutes. And these are like professional clippers, like the kind that they actually use in, a barber shop. And they short circuit pretty much in 3 seconds. They just got too hot. I couldn't even hold them in my hand. The motor got too hot. We had issues with our Vitamix as well. You can't really plug it necessarily in, but obviously you have to use a plug. I don't know if I can pull it up. Actually, let me see if I can pull it up. See, they have different plugs over here in Rwanda. I don't know. Can you see this? Actually, I'm at the TV now. I don't know if you can see it. Let me hold it like this. Oh, my screen. So where am I at? Actually, this plug right here. See, there's actually a socket. I don't know if you can you see this? Where is it? Yep. So actually, there's 2 holes here. Let me pull this cord back. There's 2 holes right there where obviously their plugs are different. So obviously in the States, we don't have plugs like this. So you have to pretty much use one of these adapters. And even with using this adapter, let me plug it back into the wall. Even with using this adapter, there's an issue that you have. Where is it? Yeah. So there's an issue that you have that there's too much power coming out of the socket. So that's pretty interesting. So I realized real quick that I had to figure out a way to use my clippers. So actually, probably for about a month, I did not cut my hair. So I was looking rough. And actually, one of the guys in the business, he said, I think you need to shave. And actually, it was my first time meeting him. He was like, I think it's about time for you to shave. I was like, yeah, but I can't use my clippers. But I did figure out a way to do it. There's actually, we bought something off of Amazon. And it's actually, I guess it's like a power converter, where it's kind of like an extension cord, but it has different plugs and stuff in it. So what I do is when I am actually using my clippers, I actually have to plug that into the wall, and then I actually put one of those little adapters on there, and then I actually plug my clippers in, which that's still, usually back in the States, my clippers will last for, I can cut my hair and my son's hair, so it probably take me at least, I can use me for about 60 minutes. Here, I cannot do that. I still probably only have maybe about 25, 30 minutes before I can, before they start getting extremely hot. So that was pretty much it. So there's, pretty much this is just, just a list of things, I don't drive over here, walk for exercise, using one monitor, cooking and washing, plugging things in the socket. That's pretty much it. So it's just, a different lifestyle over here. Obviously, yeah. I told my wife about this, and we kind of talked about it somewhat. But yeah, things are different in the States. We pretty much really are privileged in the States. If you look at some of the houses, some of the stuff that the kids wear here, just the same clothes every day. Actually, has a pretty interesting story, because they actually always go and get water. And there was actually, our chef said, one day he was like, why are they so dirty when they get water pretty much every day? It's like the kids are so dirty. It's like, why are they says you only have, it says one guest is available, only you can see the lobby. What do you mean one guest is available? What's that mean? But anyway, they were the guy, the RCF said, is like, why are the kids so dirty when they get water? It's like, it doesn't make any sense. So actually, one of the little girls, I guess, one day, actually, this is a pretty interesting story too. My wife actually met, I guess it was a little girl. She was walking with my kids one day. I think I was going to a business meeting or something, but she was walking with the kids, our kids, and she stopped, and there was a little girl, and I'm good at retelling stories. Oh, that's good. So yeah, so my wife was walking with, I guess, the kids, and then a little girl stopped, and she said she had to get the chef to translate what she was saying. But my wife was kind of asking her. My wife was asking her, where is she from and all this stuff. And then my wife said, you're beautiful. And then she said, what do you mean I'm beautiful? I can't be beautiful. I'm a village girl. So just to let you guys know, no matter where you come from, it doesn't matter. You are beautiful. You can do things. That's just a situation story in itself, for the fact that somebody was probably telling this little girl, and not even her. It might even be her parents and, even her grandparents. People think that just because, they're in the village that they can't do anything. Even in the States, you see things like that. People think that they can't accomplish things. But I just told you, it was a guy on here earlier, Calhoun's, cow horns and cow horns. Yeah, so he's actually from Rwanda, and he is a business owner in Rwanda. And you can't necessarily, you're not going to tell him that he can't do anything because he's already done it. He's an entrepreneur that's actually selling his products overseas, online, and everything like that. He's this guy, he's not, in the poverty level anymore. So yeah. So you have a situation, you're born in a situation, but just because you're born in a situation does not necessarily mean that you need to stay there. So yeah, so the girl actually visited. My wife came in one day, and actually it was this past Sunday, and she came, and our chef was actually out there translating stuff like that. So he finally asked me, he said, I'm going to ask you, why these kids, because actually it wasn't her, it was her and probably about 5 or 6 other kids, which she's 12, so she was the oldest. And then I think it was maybe like an 8-year-old, 5-year-old, something like that. But anyway, it was different ages, but she was the oldest. So all the other kids that were there were under the age of 12. And the chef actually asked her, he was like, why do you not wash, every day? Because it's like you get water every day. So it's like, why do you not wash yourself? And then she said that, pretty much we have chores to do. So if we do not, which my wife said she didn't think that was true. She pretty much just said they're probably not washing themselves. But this is what the little girl said. And obviously it was translated. So she said it in her language, Yiki or Wandin. So she said, she said, she said, I don't wash because, I have chores to do. She said, some days I don't wash because I can't take a bath unless my chores are done. But the situation with that was the girl actually does have a hard life where they have to walk. I don't know how far, but we found out that the place that they're getting water from, the pipe actually broke. So they're pretty much getting water from almost the ground. I guess it's almost like it's like a spring or something. So water is actually coming through on the ground. And I don't even know how they're putting it in buckets if it's coming through, from the ground. And so that's pretty, and they actually are walking to get this water. And actually the chef said that people are dying, kids are dying, adults are dying because of their drinking that water. The water is already bad. I mean, we do have water here in the tap, but you can't drink the water here in the tap. There's a lot of different diseases and stuff that you can get from it, which I still find that interesting because, I mean, we're taking showers with this water, and obviously different things can be absorbed through your skin. Obviously, you have mucous membrane, so you put water in your hair, it's going in your eyes, going in your ears, going on your mouth, going, you got mucous membrane, so it's going on your nose. And then actually, I just got cut because I pulled a corn stalk off of the tree. I think that's what cut me. So something cut me on the plant, and I was bleeding. So obviously, so I'm putting water on the wound. So obviously it's going straight into my bloodstream. So it's like, obviously, some people are saying, well, it's not hitting your stomach or anything like that. But I mean, still, it's going into your bloodstream. It says the water is in a puddle and they are scooping it up. Oh, my wife says they have to scoop the water up. So, I mean, there you go again. I mean, as far as just being just privileged in the United States. Now, obviously, there's places in the United States where, there's bad stuff going on, especially in the inner cities and all that stuff. But I mean, the majority, they're still like within the city. I mean, you might say, these people in the city close to, but honestly, they really have no form really of transportation. At least some people in the inner city can hop on a bus and go to the city, and actually, make stuff. But I guess they can walk the buses and stuff. But I mean, the distance that they have to walk here from the village to get on the bus or to hop on a moto, I mean, it's totally different. I mean, the area around them is, just all poverty. Now, granted, I haven't been to some, inner cities, deep down, in California or Chicago or Detroit or anything like that. I mean, I know there's situations like that. People, are in the States like that. But I mean, still, it's just a different level of poverty here. And the thing is, people are always happy. They're always sharing stuff. They're always, excited. Like today, we were just walking down in the middle of, a path. And then all of a sudden we saw this house. The lady was standing outside. We were sitting there. My wife started talking to her, and she actually spoke English. And she said, "You're welcome here anytime." It's like, what do you mean we're welcome here anytime? How many places in America would actually tell you that you're welcome at their house anytime? More than likely, you're not even going to get close to the house. Actually, there was a lady that I knew she used to work with. She started shooting at a guy because he was standing. Now, granted, in the situation, he was in the middle of the night and all that stuff. And she told the guy to get away. She warned him, but he just kind of stood there, and she started shooting at him because the guy was on the sidewalk, And she started shooting him to get the guy off. But I mean, yeah, she did warn him. But still, it's just the fact that she welcomed. It says, and this is just in a nearby village. Some villages have better means of getting water. So yeah, that's true. I mean, some villages do have means of getting water, but still, just the fact that the village that we are close to and the village that we are at, they actually they actually don't. The water that they get is actually not good, and that's pretty, just a breathtaking, because I mean, in America, obviously you can just go to the tap. Actually, this is what I do this all the time, especially at home. I just go and fill up, get obviously the ice. I mean, you can't use any ice. I mean, you can't, have any ice, with the water from the tap. So I'm still wondering how they're doing the ice here, because even at different restaurants and stuff, here at the house, we really don't have ice, but we do have, I guess, like a little water jug and all that stuff. But I'm wondering how they're doing ice at the restaurants. I always think about that, and I actually want to. Actually, my battery's running low. Hopefully this won't cut off. But let me go ahead and hop off real quick. But yeah, just some of the things that the privileges. I mean, you could just go to the freezer, put a cup of ice in there, and then you're good. But so we are pretty much privileged, in the States, as far as the water and all that stuff goes. These people have to go get water, and then when they go get water, the water's dirty and all that stuff. So let me go ahead and hop off. You guys have a good one. I do have a meeting in about 45 minutes. I don't want my battery to go low. I need to find somewhere to plug in. But you guys have a good one. Check it out, and let me know where you've been, the different countries that you've been to, some of the different things that you've experienced in those countries, the food you've eaten, you've stayed at. Actually, I went to Kissimmee this past weekend. I didn't sleep. I didn't want to get into bed. I'm a germaphobe. So, but anyway, just drop it down in the comments. Let me know, and I'll be back. I'll hit you up, respond, and all that stuff. So have a good one. Take care. Good night.